Hello, I'm Joseph and this is Bill. Today we will be showing you how to use Canva to design custom signs. Canva is a very capable, free software with a professional, pro, plan for those who don't mind paying a little extra for exclusive features.
First, you have to sign up. This is a one-time thing. To sign up, we recommend that you click the Sign In with Google button. This will automatically sign you up, without you having to put in passwords or create usernames. Google may ask you to agree to Canva's terms and conditions. If so, just click the button that says, Allow. Canva is a trusted graphic design company that shouldn't be feared for cybersecurity purposes.
If Google asks which account to use, don't forget to click on your account, or sign in to your account if necessary.
Now you're in Canva. Canva may show you a Canva Pro banner image when it is opened. This is an advertisement for you to upgrade to Canva's Pro plan. If you see this, I would recommend clicking the X button at the top left corner. This button will remove this banner and allow you to start your design. When you first glance at the user interface, which is what you see right now in Canva, it may seem overwhelming or confusing. But as you continue to use Canva, the UI, user interface, will seem more usable. In this tutorial we will only be using one button on this UI.
Can you guess what button Bill was referring to? If you guessed the Create New Design button, you are correct. First we will press the Create a New Design button. When you click this, you will instantly be brought to a new UI. This UI, unironically, may also be confusing at first glance. When you are brought into this UI, if you want to make a sign design, you must click the Custom Design button. This is a must, because we can only make certain sizes of projects into signs. Additionally, Canva does not provide a wooden sign template in their software. So we must make our design from scratch. When you click on this button, it will ask you what size the design should be. When you are asked this, make sure that the units are in millimeters and not pixels. This could easily make your design way too small and hard to work with. Once the units are correct, type in 300 millimeters for the width and 50 for the height. Make sure the width and height are no more than what was mentioned. If your design is too big, it may require us to postpone or eliminate your sign's creation. You can make your design smaller if you would like. For example, 275 by 35 millimeters is a smaller version, which would cost less Cooper Create coins, or less United States dollars, USD, to buy. If you would like to get a larger sign, you must contact our team to see if any are available. If they are, we will give you the maximum working dimensions for a larger sign. There are only so many larger signs, so these will most certainly cost more Cooper Create coins, or USD. For your first design, I would not advise going any larger than the recommended dimensions of 300 by 50 millimeters.
Once you have the dimensions finished, click the large purple button that reads, Create New Design. This button takes you into the place that you will create your design. This place may seem overwhelming, with a myriad of buttons, controls, and features. But it is not as complex as you might first think. Before I begin to explain this UI, I will note that you may want to full screen this user interface. If there is a white sidebar on the left side. If so, simply click the arrow button on the upper middle portion of your screen, or the far right corner on the sidebar. It will go away when you click this button. Once we are in, you will see a lot of buttons. Notice, if you will, a white sidebar on the left with 8 buttons. Today we will only be using the Elements and Text button for our design. Notice, if you will, a large white rectangle, almost in the middle of the screen. That is your canvas, where you will be designing your project. This is where greatness happens.
To start off our design, we will design some text to go on our sign. This will require you to look on the left sidebar. This sidebar is the color white, with about 8 buttons on it. On the left sidebar you will need to find the Text button, which is sandwiched between the Elements and Brand buttons. When you find it, click on it. When you do so, it will take you into yet another UI. This one will have lots of different kinds of texts, pre-designed fonts and more. For this tutorial we will stick with the Heading text, which is not much below the middle of the sidebar. Click on the Heading button and drag, with your mouse or mousepad, the heading onto the canvas, the large white rectangle in the middle of your screen. It doesn't matter where the text goes as long as it is on the canvas. Once the text has been dragged onto the canvas, Release your finger from the mousepad to place the text. You can easily move it around to different spots by dragging it around the canvas, again clicking, dragging, and releasing your mouse or trackpad when you so desire. Once the text is placed where you want it, click on the text, change it by pressing the backspace, or back arrow, button on your keyboard, and type your name or another short phrase. Just make sure it's not too long. I would recommend no more than 50 words. Then look at the upper middle section of your screen. You will see some buttons and numbers, including a button that says, Canva Sign. This is a drop-down feature that allows you to pick a font. Fonts control how the text looks. There are hundreds of fonts available in Canva. When you click this button, it will take you to a sidebar that allows you to pick a font. If you look at the top of that sidebar, you will see a search bar, small white rectangle with a magnifying glass icon. If you click on it, you can search for different fonts by typing. Or you can look just below the search bar for the basic styles, such as handwriting. Bill really enjoys corporate fonts, but I prefer calligraphy fonts. Once you have chosen a font that you like, we recommend that you experiment with the number next to the font button, with the plus and minus signs. When you click either sign, your text will become larger or smaller depending on whether you pressed the plus or minus button. You can also click on the number, allowing you to manually type what size you want. We call this font size. To add to this, you can have multiple texts, multiple fonts and multiple sizes of text all on the same sign. So be creative.
Now, what if you want symbols, pictures, and icons on your sign? Well, if so, then go to the Elements tab of the white sidebar on the left. When you click on this button, you will be brought to yet another UI. This one will have shapes, graphics, and if you scroll down, a myriad of eye-catching digital elements. But don't be alarmed at this, because we will only be using the search bar and graphics buttons. If you can recall from before, the search bar was the white rectangle at the top of the UI. In this case, where all the fonts were, with a magnifying glass icon on it. The same is true for this Elements category. Go into it, click on the search bar, and type a symbol or item of some sort. For example, type in cookies or shoes. But before you hit the enter key, there is something you must put on your search. After the symbol you want, please put black and white. You must do this because we cannot CNC carve color images. CNC carving only works with black and white pictures and images. When we extract your image into a 3D model, it must be black and white so that what is on your image can be seen in 3D. If you include color images, your sign will almost certainly not include them. After you have completed this, notice if you will the button that says Graphics under the search bar. When you find it, click on it. Once you have done so, it will show you many pictures. Some will have a small crown next to them. If they do, please don't click on them or use them. These graphics are strictly for Canva's Pro plan. Once you have found a graphic you like, which may require some scrolling on your computer mouse, click on this graphic or drag it onto the canvas. Once it's on the canvas, drag it onto where you so desire. Once you have finished placing your first picture, go back to the Elements tab. Once you are there, click on the graphics button you had before, which is below the search bar. Then search up another graphic on the search bar. Find one you enjoy, and click or drag it onto the canvas. Now you have a customized sign design, with fancy text and 2 pictures. But we are not done yet.
There is one more thing you should know when designing your sign. You should know how to use lines. Lines are great for separating images, organizing text, and improving the look of your sign. Lines are slightly harder to work with than images or text, but they can really help improve the look of your sign. To first get a line, you must go back into the Elements tab. We use this for pictures. But instead of clicking on the graphics button, all you need to do is search up line in the search box with the magnifying glass. When you search this up, you will instantly get 2 different options. You will get line, as in a shape, and line, as in a line chart. For today's tutorial, we will be using lines as in a shape. Click on the line, which looks diagonal. When you do this, it will instantly insert a line into your design. When you click on this line, you will see 2 dots at either side of the line, and a few small icons. With the 2 dots, you can make the line shorter or longer if you please. But if you want the line to be straight, we recommend that you place your line in the center of the design and alter the length, so it doesn't force you to bend the line. One of the two icons mentioned before looks like two arrows in a circular formation. This button is used to rotate your line. Click and hold on this icon, and turn your mouse to see it spin. Once it is at the angle you desire, you can drag it to move it to the location you desire. Once you have done this, feel free to add more lines to your design to improve the appearance of your sign. If you want to get lines faster, click the L key on your keyboard. Now you know how we make our signs, and you can do it too. Keep adding more text, images, and lines to your sign until you're satisfied. Once you are done designing, continue watching this tutorial to learn how to export signs.
The final step in this process is exporting and submitting your design. This is a quite straightforward process. All you need to do to submit is click the file. This button is at the top right corner of your screen. This will open a drop-down menu that has several buttons, including a download button. This download button is between the Make a Copy and the Version History button. When you click this, it will open yet another UI. This will have several download options, an indicator bar of how large your file is, and a few buttons. Most of these features are only accessible for Canva Pro members. We will not be paying much attention to these. Instead, we will be paying attention to the download button on this UI. You must click this download button. Once you have done so, the download process will start. This may take a few moments, so please wait until it's finished before moving on to the next step. Once this process is finished, it will ask you to name your file. There will be a large white box that you will be able to type the name of your file in. When you are brought up with this, feel free to name it anything you want. Just please put your name on it in addition to the name you have put.
It may just download your file and put it automatically in your downloads folder. If that happens, we recommend that you later upload from your downloads folder and not documents, on the form, where you upload later. It likely would be named Untitled Project.
If you put your name on it, we will be capable of distinguishing between whose design is whose much easier. Once you have finished naming the file, you're not done yet. You must save your file in a memorable place. At Cooper Create, we recommend opening up your Documents folder, the one with the paper-like symbol. To save something in your Documents folder, you must click on the Documents icon, again the paper-like symbol, and click the Save button. If you would like to organize your file into a folder, you absolutely can. We will not be discussing how to do that in this tutorial. Once you have completed this, then you must find the Cooper Create Resources document. If you paid a down payment in money or Cooper Create coins, then you should either have access through a link, QR code, or email. If you have the file saved somewhere in your Google Drive, then you may want to search for it. But if you do not have access to this document, you cannot fill out the Cooper Create Sign form. You must have access to the document to fill out this form. We reserve the right to report you to the Cooper Create team, and refuse to make your sign if you create a sign that won't be paid off with Cooper Create coins or USD, that was somehow submitted in your form. We also reserve the right to remove any inappropriate signs that may be created. Once you are on the Cooper Create CoSign resource doc, find the link or button that says, Submit my sign design. When you have found this, click on the link. When you do so, it will open up a form. First, fill out your name and email, if you have one. If you don't, just type none. Then you must fill out the Cooper Create CoSign number, which is 55,628,757. This number is also in the Cooper Create CoSign resource doc. After you have done this, please upload your file from before. This file should be in your Documents folder, again the one that looks like a sheet of paper. If you can't find it, look for the search bar at the top of your File Explorer, File System, and type the name of the file you saved. Once you have filled this out, finish the form, which may require some scrolling with your mouse, submit, and you're done. Good job, Cooper creators! You have successfully created and submitted a sign design.